It turns out rising and grinding throughout the not only Call of Duty pro scene, but as an esports pro in general, it's a tough task that not many can actually get to the top of. FormaL is one of few that get the chance to do so, and of course have a pro Call of Duty job for so long. In a recent OpTic podcast, as per usual, go check them out, guys. They do run, including with Hex, a couple, if not a few of the best podcasts in all of gaming, and it always gives us content. And speaking of a content man, that being FormaL, tells a story back in the day for one of his first teams in Call of Duty, what he did. I would almost borderline say kind of a snaky move, but what it takes to really retain a job in esports is sometimes looking out for yourself as an individual, as he brings up a story involving a former Call of Duty pro, that being Neslo, who helped get him on the team. And then shortly after, it was actually FormaL playing a big part in kicking him off that same team.
That I would rather have somebody else than them. I'm just saying that no one's spot's safe.
I wasn't thinking that, in case you were wondering.
No, not you. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I don't know. It's one of those things where if you want to make impact, if you want to be the talk of the town, you got to make weird moves.
Got to make shit happen. Like when TK picked me up, they had no reason. I had no reason to take on that team.
Yeah.
Like I was literally coming off 2 top 28 placings.
So your first team was Fear.
It was Fear, and then I left them because holy shit. They were horrible. But TK, the options for TK, they needed a main AR because Goonjar left for Envy. And the choices were me, Proofy, or Stainville. And back then, those two were really good ARs. But then, I just put my name in the hat. I was like, I mean, I can try the AR, whatever. And the only reason I got picked up by the team was because of Neslo. And then
what do you mean?
Okay, so here's what happened. Let me just tell the story. The story is pretty funny.
Wait, you know the story?
He told me.
This story is pretty funny. So Neslo puts in a good word because he was a dick rider of mine from Halo, right? Like a real big fan of me. Like he watched me play and shit. Like it was just I was like, all right, yeah, I'm down. I'll play with you guys. And they told me I got picked up. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, all right, let's go. And 4 days go by, we're scrimming. We're actually doing really well, right? I'm running an AR and I'm just sitting caution on Sovereign, just mowing people down. I'm like, this game's so easy. And then I get a Xbox party invite from Sharp, and he's like, yo, can you get on real quick? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, what's good? It's just him and Theory, because those are our other 2 teammates. And I'm just like, what's good? I thought I was about to get dropped. And then I hear Theory, he's like, we got to get rid of Neslo, man. And right in my head, I'm like, yeah, yeah, we do. I'm like, yeah, dude, I was feeling the exact same way. I was like, dude, he's pissing me off recently. We haven't lost this scrim and shit. We're playing so good. But I was just like, it's either him or me. I was like, dude, right? That guy. So then we dropped him. Then we dropped him and picked Goonjar back up. But it's basically swap plays with Neslo. But that was the story. It was comedy. But looking back on it, it's comedy. At the time, it was kind of up.
Yeah.
But I mean, I had no business being on that team.
And that alone, looking back, it's a funny story. Like you said, in the moment, kind of fricked up, right? Does it make you wonder all the pros who have done similar things across all esports? I imagine over the next few years, we'll have a handful of stories like this come out across several scenes, and I can't wait to talk to them about them with all of you guys. Now, Dashy goes and kind of bounces off this. FormaL adds on as well. Of course, scrims, getting involved with other pro players or whatever it might be, trying to intermingle and have those connections with other pros is the most important step. Put yourself in front of other Call of Duty pros or pros in general if you want to get noticed. It's just one of the many things you have to do to make it in this space. Dashy bounces off that back to 2018, jumping off of Complexity and eventually being signed by OpTic. He himself also had to make a choice for himself as an individual. It seems that him and Censor were going to be going forward as a duo, and then OpTic came in and he chose OpTic over Censor, which I think a lot of people would say that's obviously the best choice.
I don't know if it's up, man. When you're making those sort of moves, you have to play the game holistically. Yeah, and that includes the political side of it.
100%.
That includes the networking side of it.
100%.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
It's all encompassing all the time.
How are you gonna expect to get picked up by a pro team if you're not even friends with them?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got to put yourself out there and go out of your way to play with these people that you want to team with. You got to meet them.
Yeah, yeah.
You're not gonna randomly be like, dude, let's just play with FormaL. I don't know, is he good? I don't know. I haven't talked to him. There's dude, I've been playing an ace with FormaL. He's nasty. We should maybe try this guy. That's what was happening. I was involved in everything that I could be.
Yeah, that's low key how
with all the pros.
That's low key how I got picked up on OpTic in 2018. Because we had that boot camp with you guys when I was on Complexity, and then I was just frying. I'm not gonna. I was frying Ian, Seth, Zinni, Sam, just absolutely torching them. And then Seth was like, "Dude, this guy's kind of nice." And then I was like, "All right, we went to champs. Then they lost. They got top 24. Then we got top 16. And then I remember I was talking to Seth after. He's like, "Yo, low key, we'd be nasty, right?" And I was like, "Yo, for sure, right?" I was like, "We'd be so gross."
Yeah,
right?
we would.
I'm gassing it. And then I remember in the offseason, Doug was like, "Yo, we're team of 2 going into next year, right?" I was like, "OpTic or Doug?" I was like, "Yo, Doug, I love you, bro, but I'm out, right?" He was like, "What?" Like, I thought we were teaming. Like, and then he was just trying to like bribe me, like, "Dude, we're gonna be so good next year." I'm
Yeah.
like, "Yo, like, I'm out, bro. Like,
Yeah.
it was a good run, no, you know, like." That's imagine if I would have stayed with Doug, because like loyalty, you know what I mean? Like how like you guys were talking about it,
Yeah.
and not
Yeah.
sketching.
Loyalty.
It's like OpTic or
Loyalty in that sense. Like,
yeah,
there's no choice there.
because even though
Be
we
a
were
team
good
with Doug and be
friends,
loyal to him, or just go to OpTic.
But like,
Yeah.
even though y'all are friends, it's like unless like certain people just don't have the awareness. Like
Yeah.
like it's kind of fucked up that
To
they
hold it
would
back,
want
yeah.
to hold them back, or like
He low-key did.
selfishly.
he low key did try to shame me into joining. I was like, "What?" I
Yeah.
was like,
No, that's
I'm
a good
joining
point though,
right
because I
now.
remember when I left Nick on BTH and went to Dynasty, like he knew that was a good play for me. Like he knew we were about to be nasty, and like we won the next event, and like he was pissed initially when I was like, "Bro, I'm out of here." Like obviously he's gonna be mad at me for like a day or two, but he knew deep down that was that's a good play for me. You know what I'm saying?
So when it comes time for the name of this game, sometimes you have to look out for yourself. And that means whether it be in some lights, screwing people over. I don't really like wording it that way, but you have to make choices that are certainly very difficult, and it's up to the people that you do leave to realize, you're making the best choice for yourself, and they might be doing the same thing if those offers came to them. Certainly, I do enjoy seeing these kind of stories because it's a cutthroat industry, and not everyone can be at the top. Not everyone can last as long as these guys have so far. So it's definitely crazy to hear it come out all in story form. Until next time, what do you guys think, huh? Did they make good moves? You think FormaL made the right move, eventually leading him down the road to where he is now? I think a lot of us would say Dashy made the right choice, choosing OpTic, and now luckily with the actual OpTic as well. Until next time, hope you guys all enjoy, all right? Take a big sip for me. Wah, ka, now. Okay, bye.